Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to it. It is indeed Kofifi Sports on Kofifi FM 97.2. It all began. It's a Friday. It is indeed a special broadcast. It is once again Eerste Nasi Television coming together with Kofifi FM to give the simulcast special broadcast today. It is Sports Talk with Zeca Marques. It's a special show today. It's a teaching show as the season is about to kick off. It's about character. Does character really matter? The six pillars of character matters. We're going to touch on two today. Looking forward to that one. Why does it help? In the corporate world, in the sporting fields. Football is also now going into corporate as well, and also on the sporting field. We're going to ask the whys and how does it help and the impact that it's had. I've been to one of the talks that he had with the Stellenbosch players, and from my side, I can tell you it really does help. But when I hear from him, why the whys and the hows and the importance of doing it. But before I get into it, I want to say thank you so much to the Honorable Sietelo, Mr. James, for giving us a beautiful show. Thoroughly enjoyed the K Drive from 3 to 6. The mix was amazing. Today's was the Friday, and it comes back again on Monday to do it again. Looking forward to it. Do catch him every Monday to Friday, 3 to 6, the K Drive. But anyways, the business of the day, we're going to get into it now. If you joining us from Facebook Live, you can already see on the picture that it is indeed Sports Talk with Mr. Zeca Marques. Mr. Zeca Marques, are you good, my good sir?
Good, thanks. Great to be back. It's Friday once again. I'm actually starting to enjoy these shows, by the way.
Yeah.
I drive on the highway all the way from Edenvale, and I'm thinking what we're going to discuss. And what value we're going to contribute today in society, make a difference to your listeners and your viewers. And I think today's topic is spot on, Sia. I'm looking forward to it as well.
Looking forward to it as well, Coach. Really looking forward to it. I don't know where to start. Just before we get into it detail by detail, Coach, just to sum it all up, does character really matter?
Let me put it this way.
Yes, sir.
Character is the essence of who we are as human beings.
Wow.
It affects our behaviors, our actions, our decisions, how we interact with society, how we interact at work, with everyone. Wherever you have a human being or two human beings, character is fundamental. So it's not the personality. Sometimes we fall into the trap of saying, oh, he's got a great personality. Yes, he has. But it's the character that's more valuable of the person. And I've seen this happen. I've seen it unfold in society.
Yes, sir.
I've tested it in football. And now in the corporate world, more and more, we see this and the impact that it has. And we can address it in many ways. Decision making, what we talk about in corruption, crime, all this is linked to character.
Wow. Coach, as the season is about to start, teams are preparing, some have played. We saw Stellenbosch play. I just want to know, Coach, how does character really help in terms of the football field? Because I know there are six pillars of character matters that you have, and today we'll be looking at two, which is reliability and fairness. So I want to know, Coach, but at the top of my head, when you speak about fairness, I already think that if I'm a soccer player, I'm at training, I must give it my all in every training session. I'm being fair to the team, I'm being fair to the club because they pay my salary. When it comes to reliability, I'm already thinking I must always be on time. I must always, once again, give it my all and be reliable to the coach. So I'd like to know, Coach, firstly, from a sporting or soccer perspective, how does that help moving forward? Season's about to start. How will that help?
All right, so I want to make it actually easier for our listeners.
Please do, sir.
We might be talking about football, but this relates exactly in the corporate world.
Okay.
And it operates exactly in society.
Yes, sir.
Football is what we're going to chat about, but I'll also bring in the corporate side of things,
yes,
society, friends, because it's all aligned. The principle is exactly the same.
Sure.
So the outcome, what we're looking at today is, number one, you asked me about football.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what it creates is a better working environment, where if you get the whole squad getting on with each other, where the team spirit is at the next level, where people understand and they respect each other, which we'll break down in the next slides.
Yes, sir.
That starts creating a healthy working environment. And a healthy working environment is conducive for the players or whoever to perform at the highest level.
Sure.
So that's already impactful. Then we have a more engaged and motivated staff. So imagine the player not wanting to come to training in the morning because of the conditions that the coaches created at training. or the club has created.
I get you.
He wakes up in the morning, he's not energized to go to training. You're not energized to go to work if you've got a boss that's always screaming at you.
Coach, if I may just chip in there, is that the responsibility of the player or of the coach for them to understand that character matters? Or, I don't know, is it the responsibility or the coach and player must meet each other halfway?
It's both.
It's both. Good.
Two human beings, everyone must play their part.
I get you.
The coach in this essence, and the same thing in the corporate world, they create the conditions. The player needs to understand his part. So it works hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other.
Okay.
It works hand in hand.
All
hand in
right.
the glove, it's the same concept.
Right.
Then what also happens is people become more considerate, which is a word that people don't understand. People don't think about this. Consideration is important in society. Everything we do, consideration is about me thinking about the other person first. So if I'm in traffic and someone wants to come in because of the traffic jam,
Yes, sir.
all I have to do is slow down and let him come in. That's being considerate. When I'm going into a door, open the door for someone else, that's being considerate. And there's many other ways of being considerate. It's always, the principle is simple. Think about the other person first before you think about yourself. And there's many good examples of when people are not being considerate. We won't discuss that now. Then obviously it improves your performance. If you're going into a sports field or a training a club and you're being appreciated and people recognize you for what you're doing and they respect you, it's going to improve your performance. It's going to build your confidence.
Of course.
You're going to be at the level where you're so engaged and you want to be part of it that you're going to contribute. It's just natural. Your emotional intelligence will be different. Your emotional contribution will be much better.
Of course.
And you'll definitely be more engaged. So it definitely improves your performance. Then the other one, it also helps you to create some self-awareness. You need to know yourself first. So that's also a bit of a reflection there. And then obviously a positive impact in everything you do. When you're playing. And you spoke about football, and I mentioned this to the teams that I coach. The footballers don't actually remember that the paying customer is the supporter.
Wow.
So you need to respect that. And you need to be considerate when they come to the field.
Sure.
So consideration, yes, does play a role.
Do players really...
They don't.
And you're right, and now that you say it. Because when people want to take pictures with them and they think they're arrogant, they think they have arrived now, but not understanding that these people pay your bills.
Exactly, that's my point. So you need to be considerate with that.
I get it.
These are your customers. The supporters are your customers. They either fill up the stadium and you got to respect that because they're giving up their time to come and watch you. And all they want is 100% effort. That's all they expect, and a good performance.
Of course.
And I can guarantee you, almost assure you, if both teams do exactly that, and one team wins and the other one loses, the team that loses is normally, the supporters tolerate that. Because they saw that they gave 100%.
Yeah.
So you need to understand these things. And then obviously it creates less stress and a healthier working environment. Because if there's less stress, you got a healthier employee. Less stress means he's more time at work. And in the corporate world, if he's less stress, he's more engaged. He doesn't take time off. Burnout is a big issue at the moment in society. You talk to people that it's all about burnout. Football is the same. It's the same crisis. Why is there burnout? Because they're playing on Wednesday, Saturday, Friday, Wednesday, training,
traveling as well.
Traveling on the plane, off the plane. That takes its toll on you. Away from your family, 2-3 days in a row, coming back, having lost. It builds up stress. You got the chairman starting to put pressure on you. You got the supporters starting to put pressure on you after you've lost the game. That builds stress.
I get you.
So you need to understand and how to manage it. And this is where character matters.
So, Coach, tell me, as you say now, you're thinking the chairman in once results. I mean, when I'm thinking Paincha Bedi. So, Coach, I'd like to know, when you are coaching, how much of this did you apply? Or it's only something that you only got to discover later on in life? Or through your coaching, whether it was at Swallows or at Verts, how much of that did you apply? Were you aware of these pillars of character?
As I got deeper and deeper into the game.
Yes, sir.
And every team I was involved with, I also did a bit of research on them and I reflected a lot on why certain things worked and why others didn't. And that's when I started coming to the conclusion that doesn't matter what we do, character matters.
Wow.
It's the character of the individual that is more important than his talent. And I know I'll tell you something quite interesting. I did a chat the other day at the corporate world in a company, and we were talking, it was for top management, and human resources was there.
Wow.
And it's an interesting topic what I'm going to share with you. And it was asked for me to explain the importance of character when you're employing someone.
Sure.
Because, and this was the story, human resources had interviewed the person, management wanted that person. Okay?
Yes,
Because of his performances, because of his qualities, from a working environment, what he brought on board, all that. But human resources, when they interviewed him, they realized that he wasn't, for them, that he wasn't the right guy. Okay? So I said to them, when you phoned them, what happened? And they said, it was quite interesting. They said, you pick the phone up, you answer the phone, he's like, hello, how are you? And then when I said, hi, I'm so-and-so from Human Resources, he changed his tone. I said, that's a red flag. The person's got to be consistent with himself.
100%. I like that, coach. 100%.
You can't be, hello, how are you? And then when Human Resources phones me, hi, how are you? What a pleasant surprise. Lovely to chat to you.
True.
No, that was a red flag, number one. Number two, they sent him 2 emails and they phoned him twice. So four messages, he didn't return one.
Sure.
I said, that's another red flag. Do you want someone with this character to be in your team?
Reliability.
Reliability. And they started, and management, the guy who actually wanted him in there, actually raised his hand and says, you know what, Zeca, seeing that you've pointed it out in that way, I agree.
I get it.
I'm starting to understand why this is important. I said, yes, he's a great performer, he's a talented player, but it's going to become toxic in your environment very soon.
Sure.
And it's like, wow, okay, we need to relook at how we employ people. I said, absolutely. Same thing in football. We got to look at the character first before we employ the talent.
Sure. Coach, I'm so amused at the fact that I didn't realize that football and corporate actually go hand in hand. Because what you are saying now, you can apply it in corporate and in football. The same things. I didn't realize that until now, hey?
Human beings the same. We all do different jobs. A plumber, doctor, lawyer, footballer, tennis player, golfer, a pilot.
Yes, sir.
We do different jobs. Our character determines how well we do our job.
Coach, maybe can you just, in 2 sentences, can you just define character for someone who is thinking just to define character?
Well, I've actually written it down here. It's a continuous development of moral and ethical values and a demonstration of these qualities in people's emotional response, thinking, reasoning, and behavior.
That definitely matters. That definitely, and the last part, thinking, the last,
thinking, reasoning, and behavior.
and that applies everywhere.
Everywhere.
On the soccer field, on the rugby field, in the boardroom, when you're doing your work, that applies everywhere.
Everywhere.
Sure.
So when people tell me, oh, character is not important, no, character is the essence of the human being. This is what we stand for. This is why society is so dysfunctional at the moment. That's why we read up about corruption. That's why we read up about all the wars.
All character matters.
Oh, if I'm telling you that's the way we
Excuse the
thinking
pun.
and
All character matters.
It's our action and behaviors.
Wow. I'm amused, eh?
So these are the topics we should be discussing in schools.
True.
To upskill the kids. So they don't get involved in gangsterism and drugs and
Lack
bullying.
of character.
Lack of character. Done.
Wow, coach, I've already learned so much, eh? I've already learned so much.
And this is just 2 topics.
This is just 2
We're unpacking it now. But yeah.
Shoo. So, coach, let's move right along to, I don't know what you're explaining.
No, I was just
Yes.
going to talk to you about the different values, but you can ask the
No,
questions.
go for it.
I prefer when you ask. It makes life so much easier.
No, I wanted to get into reliability and
Yeah.
so finish yours and we'll get into that.
Reliability. Let's go.
Yes, sir. So obviously, as I mentioned, coach, after you've done the summary, reliability, obviously that's being on time, respecting the badge, and I'm speaking on football terms, and knowing that if I've overlapped, I can rely on someone to come and cover my position on the same.
Absolutely. As a coach, I want a player that I can rely on.
First things first, before skillful.
Skillful, yeah. When I put him on the field, the whole team, we rely on each other. In the corporate world, we depend on each other. That's reliability.
Wow.
The different departments need to work hand in hand. We rely on each other for success. We want bigger salaries. We need to work together in a more cooperative way. That's reliability. And I'll give it to you from a corporate perspective. So I work for accounts and you work for sales.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is your job as sales? To go and get the sales, to sell product.
Mm-hmm.
My job in accounts is to make sure that we pay the accounts and the accounts are paid. That's my job.
Sure.
If I don't do my function properly and you don't do your function properly, it becomes dysfunctional.
I get you.
That's where reliability is. So when you get out on the road, people are relying on you to do your job.
Coach, as you say that, words like trust, honesty just come into, because those things go hand in, and it's simple things that you don't practice.
It's all, listen, I'm not inventing the wheel here. It's all words we know, but it's words we take for granted. Because we think that we're given a task or a job and we don't understand our obligation. We don't understand the real reason of why we're given that task. And when you spoke about trust, when I give you a job, when I put a player on the field, I'm trusting him that he's going to do his job.
Sure.
The goalkeeper in the goals, we're all trusting that he does his job. When we sign you, I trust that you're going to be a good professional. From the player side, we trust that you're going to pay my salary on time. And the bonuses and everything that you promised.
I get you.
That's where trust comes in. But I'll take it even a step further. Honesty.
Yeah.
So let's talk about honesty. Honesty is looking after yourself. Are you honest enough as a professional doing your job? Are you honest enough to be paid the amount you're getting paid and be the professional that we need you to be? Do you look in the mirror and reflect and say, wow, I'm a good professional? And there are many good examples, by the way. Ronaldo, for me, is the best example. Messi fits in that category. And it's easy to equate things, because if you take the best players in the world and you can see why they are the best players, then you take the flip side of things and you see the ones that are not making it.
True. Just to add on to that, when you speak about Ronaldo, Coach, Jose Mourinho said that Ronaldo is not the most talented player that I've worked with, but is the most hardworking player that I have worked with.
That's exactly my point. Now, honesty is exactly that. So let's take it to the corporate side. I come to work, I get paid to do a job.
Yes, sir.
Right. I sit in my laptop and I look busy. Have my cup of coffee, stand up 10 minutes, walk around, half an hour, come back. You see this in the government offices. Right?
Of course.
Paperwork just piles up like
Yeah.
this. So they come to work, they're not being honest. They're not doing an honest day's job.
Coach, you just mentioned the government now. So, in other words, what Coach is saying is that if everyone was honest at Department of Home Affairs, we would have a proper functioning Home Affairs department, basically.
Absolutely.
If everyone was just honest and doing their part, that's all. Nothing extra, just be honest and do your part.
Just do your part. Do what you get paid for.
We would have a functioning Home Affairs.
That's all. It's so simple.
Now that you say it.
Yeah, just do what you paid for. I employ you to do this task, do it properly. Be honest about it. Finish, knock off at 4 o'clock, all right? Look back and say, I did an honest day's work. Today I'm proud of myself. I get my salary at the end of the month and I'm worthy of that salary. And let's be honest here, no one is ever happy with the salary they earn.
Of course.
But if you're not happy, do something about it to earn more. Perform better. Get involved. You see, people want to earn more with doing less.
Of course.
We want those pay rises. We want to do more, but we want to do less. People are not looking for a job. They're looking to be employed. Two different contexts. So honesty is important. In everything we do, honesty. You come to work, you are. Elias is behind us. Both of you are being honest. Why? Because you arrived on time, you committed, we're doing a job. That's it done. Then the other one about reliability. Keep your promises. And we see this in the corporate world, by the way. I'll phone you back, which is customer service. Just do the right things. And you know the interesting part about this is that companies spend a huge amount of money on advertising to draw customers in.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you got the employee literally sabotaging the process by not doing his job.
True.
I'll phone you back, sir. I'll phone you back. And he doesn't.
Sure.
You're sabotaging the process.
Sure. And you're not being honest.
You're not being honest. So now you can see how these things start unpacking and And obviously in the football world it's exactly the same. You know, you promise you're going to give 100% effort. You promise you're going to score goals. You promise this. You promise that. This guy then deliver now.
So, coach, you can pick up if a player is not giving his all in a match, just like that. You can pick it up just like that.
Listen, this is my guideline. No one can tell me anything.
Sure.
I can tell you if you're performing 100% or not, just through your performance. Just through your actions, by the way. At training, I pick it up.
Even at training.
Even at training. So, here's an example. There's two beacons.
Mm-hmm.
You run between one beacon and the other, doggies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This player, he gets a meter away from the beacon, he turns. He's cheating. He's not being honest. He's not being honest because he's supposed to go there because that's where the difference makes. He's got to perform there because by cutting here, you're going to cut in the game as well. Whoever cuts corners anywhere will do it anytime because you get conditioned by that. Your brain starts saying, it's okay to do this. It's okay to cheat. It's okay not to go for the full length. Same thing with the employees. They knock off at 4. By 3:30, they're switching off their laptops.
Of course.
By 4:45, they're already stretching. By 4 o'clock, everyone's on the road.
Basically, after lunch, no one wants to work because you've had now pap and steak and so you're like, hey, when is it going to be 4 o'clock? When is it going to be 4 o'clock? That's what you're saying the whole time.
Yeah. So we need to rewire our brain. We need to start thinking different. We need to start asking questions of ourselves more. And we talk about integrity, which is another one about reliability. Integrity is huge in a human being. For me, it's everything. There's two words for me that are huge. It's integrity and trust. But you break the trust and you're gone.
But Coach, can I be honest with you? Every word you've said here is basically important.
It's a fact.
Yeah, every word you've said here is very important.
Yeah, so we can't leave one without the other. Because if we want to live in a better society, we need to start thinking like this. And in sports, and that's why I'm so happy that Stellenbosch, for example, we've seen the success with them.
Of course.
Because the players have reflected. And they spoke about these issues. It was actually an interesting chat.
Yeah.
And they went back, and I spoke to Stevie Barker about a week ago, and he's like, I can see the change in people.
Wow.
Because it's easy to see the change. It's easily monitored.
Wow.
If you're always late and all of a sudden you're on time,
True.
that's already improvement.
True. Just to give context to someone who might not understand what the coach is talking about. So what happened, I think, about a month ago, Stellenbosch were here in Johannesburg for their pre-season, and they actually asked Coach Zeca Marques to come and give a talk on character matters. We all went there. It was amazing. As I said, I listened as well. So now he's saying that Stevie B actually gave him feedback about a week ago when you guys were actually speaking.
Chatting,
And you could actually see the way they played, even on the first game that they played against TS Galaxy. They actually went a goal down first, but they came back to win that game by 3-1. It could only be character. I'm not saying it's you who did that, but there is some contribution that you had. It only takes character for you to come back.
Absolutely. The seed was planted.
Yeah, the seed was planted. And on a lighter note, they also promised you, Coach, that they'll win the league and they'll come and deliver the cup to you.
Perfect. I'll be there with a bottle
on
of
a
champagne.
lighter note.
And in the corporate world, interestingly, you bring it up. In the corporate world, I did a chat for a company, and I asked them what the challenges were, and they said, "Listen, we ask for meetings. People arrive late. Some don't even pitch." It was a property company because most of them are self-employed, so it's difficult. Not difficult. They don't take responsibility.
Yes, sir.
They're self-employed. Tomorrow's another day. And the other one was when we do training for 30 people, maybe half pitch.
In the company.
So I said these were my challenges. So I brought it into the talk when I spoke about character matters, and on Wednesday the lady that invited me to do the talk phoned me. She says, "You cannot believe what I'm going to share with you." I said, "All our meetings now, people have been there."
No
I
ways.
said, "Everyone comes to the meeting." I said, because I touched the topic. If someone phones you, return the call. You're being inconsiderate if you don't do it, and disrespectful. An email, reply to an email. Within 24 hours, you should reply to an email. She says, those little things that we spoke about, we had challenges, all of a sudden we see a huge improvement. And I said, bingo, that's what this is about. It's just for people to understand the knowledge. And here's the best part. When we do these talks, everyone's in the room. So everyone gets the same message. It's not one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
So when I send you an email,
Yes, sir.
that's what they're telling me now. They say, oh, when I send an email to my friend and I don't reply, they tell me, oh, you're being inconsiderate.
Which is true. Facts.
I'm like,
which is true.
job done. So that's the impact of these scenarios. And we're just talking about reliability. Then we talk about transparency,
Sure.
which is so important. Credibility. I mean, see, footballers, if they want to move on to better teams and earn bigger salaries, it's the credibility that's important.
True.
It's
Well
what you
said.
do. It's what you do on a day-to-day basis.
Well said.
It's for the right reason. And in life, in school, your credibility starts now.
Sure.
Your reputation starts now. It's not in the future.
Sure.
And I'll explain why. Because as we go now, and I do some talks to the matrics, we live in a small world. And people actually forget that we in the same school. Let's say, hypothetically, I've got a bad character. Right? Disrespecting, I've been bullying people in the school, taking drugs. I'm just that type of kid.
Of course.
Right? But 10 years down the line, I went to varsity. I was also a little bit of that type of kid, but I got a little bit of my act together. You went on and you became a CEO of a company because you were always Mr. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I come along and I apply for a job. And I go, oh, Sia, so nice to see you. We were in school together. And you'll go, yes, Zeca, I remember you. You were the bully.
Yeah.
You were the guy that we always had problems with.
True.
You were the guy that was taking drugs and trying to sell drugs.
Sure.
So what are you here for, Zeca? Well, I'm here to apply for a job. Oh, really?
In my company?
In my company?
With that character?
With that character?
I get it.
Credibility.
So it follows you, hey?
Of course it does.
Sure.
Everything you do, and that's what I preach to players, what you do now is your future. It goes with you. Like it or not, it goes with you. You cannot run away from it. Because sooner or later, credibility. Oh, I wouldn't trust him. Ooh, you wouldn't trust him? I've known him 10 years ago. This guy was bad. Yeah, but he's changed now. Well, I don't know. Still, I wouldn't trust him. That's the impact.
And speaking of character, coach, you also once said in our shows that we had that sometimes as a coach, you don't care if the player is skillful or what. You just want to know, how are they in the group? Are they reliable? Are they on time? So you can be the best player, but if you don't have those things, you're not going to play in Zeca's team.
Not in my team. My team is driven by character.
Sure.
And if you have bad character, you will change. Because I work with you to change. And listen, no one is born with bad attitude. No one's born with being ill-disciplined.
I get you.
We conditioned through the years. And so I find out, oh, he's got a bad attitude. Why? Then you start dwelling into this. Then the player tells you, Coach, I've been at this club for 3 years. I haven't had an increase. I've had clubs wanted me to buy me. The chairman didn't want me to go. I'm still earning 7,000 Rand. I could have been earning 40,000 Rand. He's going to have a bad attitude.
True. Coach, I want to ask this very important question. Speaking of, you mentioned words like discipline, attitude, and all of that. It's no secret in our football. Our footballers go through the rails. Whether it's a Lerato Shabang who you worked with, whether it's a Junior Kanye, whether it's a Chabu Mahlangu, whether it's a, I don't know, Michael Nkambule or Skapi Malatsi, you name them, Coach, is that a problem of, is it a problem of character or maybe their upbringing? What do you think causes that, Coach? Upbringing, hey?
Upbringing. Family values.
Sure.
Proper family upbringing with your parents.
Sure.
That is the essence. The schools do not teach you character. That's why I say it should be introduced into schools.
I think so too.
Yeah. That emotional intelligence should be two subjects that should be introduced. Because you deal with human beings.
Yeah.
And the kids are not skilled enough to deal with human beings.
Of course.
They don't. That's why society is the way it is.
Sure.
That's why when you get bullying at the robots, you get people fighting with each other. You get if you don't do something in the street. I mean, I was driving now and I didn't let one person in. I didn't even see her. I cut her off. All of a sudden, she's in the car. She's raising her hands. People need to be a bit more chilled. They don't have these life skills.
And you can't just learn them. You have to be taught.
You got to be taught.
You cannot just learn them.
No. You can be taught much later in years, like I did. Okay, I was fortunate that my upbringing was very solid. It was very old school. or you get a club.
Yeah, I can
and-
relate.
Yeah, and the shoe flies as well.
Yeah, I can relate.
No problem. But those are the rules. Those are the rules. Otherwise, you start conditioning behavior. If you don't address behavior, you start conditioning behavior in the wrong way.
Shoo.
So we talk. It's an old story. You know, when do you pull a tree straight? When it's starting just
Yeah.
You don't let the tree grow this
No,
high
no,
and
no,
then you
no,
pull
no.
it back. It's too late.
No.
Human beings are the same thing.
Hmm.
It's through home environment, social environment, your friends, where you live, the township that you live, the suburbs that you live, the schools that you go to, the schools that allow these things to fester. That's where the problems originate.
Shoo. So, Coach, how do you deal with a Lerato Shabangu? Do you now try and build his character at that age? Do you now let him be? What do you do in that situation? Because obviously you can't be learning at that age. What do you do in such a
No,
situation?
you can.
You can, actually.
Yeah, you can. I got it right. So I'm proof of that. I'm talking with facts now. You can.
Yeah.
I've
of
had
course.
other players in other teams where I went there and the chairman actually said to me, "This kid doesn't play here." And I'm like, "He's your best player." He was actually the best player. Technically, he was the best player.
That's Lerato Shabangu.
No, it was another club.
Or another club,
Yeah.
another example.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the chairman says, "Not playing here." So I asked my assistant coach, "What's the problem here?" And he says, "Well, the chairman is not happy. The kid wants to leave. He wants to earn more money. The chairman wants to keep him, but doesn't want to raise his salary. You know, not being fair," which we'll talk about now. But then I spoke to the youngster. I said to him, "Listen, I'm here to help you. You have the talent, but you need to change. You need to work with me. I'm not the problem.
Shoo.
Don't make your problem me." Okay? I'm
That's
here to
a bit
help
harsh.
you. Yeah. I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
So let's work together, improve. End of the season, you'll go to another club. I want you playing in the team, but the chairman's got to allow me to play, because if the chairman says no, is no.
Of course.
But I want the chairman to see a change in you. So the kid said, "Coach, I'll work with you." So I said, "Fine." Within 3 weeks, the chairman used to be at our trainings regularly. He came to me afterwards. One day he said to me, "Zeca, I see there's a big change with this youngster." And I just looked at him. I said, "Yeah, there is." He said, "I want to talk to him." He called him and he says, "Listen, I'm watching you train. Can see this different." Listen, he was literally, every training session, he was walking on the field. Walking.
Shoo.
And I'm supposed to be running a training session.
Shoo.
And he was just like, ball used to come to me, he used to kick it like this. And I was getting angry, because I'm like, if he's going to behave like this, then he must sit out as well, because it affects everyone else. So that's when I got to understand the dynamics. And then the chairman said to him, "Listen, I've been watching you train. I like your attitude. This is what I expect from you. I'll talk to the coach." So he came and see me, says, "What do I think?" I said, "I think we should play him. He's changed.
Of course. I get it.
We got to use this as well. He's changed.
I get it.
Let's not massacre the kid. He's changed. Everyone can learn and understand that we make mistakes." But he learned, and he became an important part of the team, and he contributed to our success. And I said to the chairman, "Mr. Chairman, you've got an asset here
Sure.
that you're not using properly. Now he's focused. He wants to contribute. He wants to play. You can't punishing him. It's not fair."
Sure.
And the youngster started playing, and listen, it was a turnaround.
Sure. Coach, you know, when it comes to reliability,
It's a
tongue
long
twister
word. It's a
again,
tongue twister,
yeah.
yeah.
Tongue twister again. When it comes to that, coach, we can speak the whole day. As I mentioned, each and every word that you've used there, it makes a lot of sense. It's needed. Let's move on to fairness, coach. When it comes to fairness, it's a very simple word, but yet so complex. Can you just define fairness before you get into it, coach?
Yeah. Yeah, fairness is very simple. It's basically, there's a few words here actually I put down. It's not taking advantage of others. It's being fair. So listening to others, being decent, what is right and what is wrong. Technically speaking, fairness is what is right and what is wrong.
Well said.
And then you make the call. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And if it's wrong against you, well, you've got to be fair.
Sure.
You've got to make the right call. And where do we see this? In society.
Okay.
We see it in football. We see it with the young kids in the soccer clubs, where coaches are not playing the kids. For example, they put the best kids on, and the guy who's not the best sits on the bench and plays for 5 minutes, maybe. That's not being fair. Everyone needs an opportunity to play.
Because it's development, as
It's
you'd always
development.
say. We're not here to get results. We're here to get developed.
Yes. So you got to be fair.
I get it.
In the working environment, I use this through the years. See, I've created a few nice slogans. Everyone's treated fairly, but not equal.
I know you once. Are you actually explaining about the Lerato Shabang situation as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'll deal with him differently
Yes.
compared to, but everyone is treated fairly.
Fairly.
Yeah.
You got to address the problem, but you got to address it slightly different. So it's fair because everyone gets addressed properly.
I get it. Coach, does it not create problems? I mean, it's also a societal question as much as it's a football question. If I've got two kids, one is naughty, one is slightly naughtier, do I punish them both? Because this one doesn't come late, but if this one comes late, you're like, but why? So just like in football, if Liverpool Tudupa comes late for training, as you told an example, you would say, but it was a mistake. But if it's an ex-player who's always late, you'd always say it's him again. So doesn't that create a bit of favoritism and because it's a societal problem?
No, so this is where everyone gets treated equal, but not the same.
Okay.
Or everyone gets treated fairly, but not equal.
Yes, sir.
Because you cannot punish if Leaf is always on time. Okay. And
By the way, that was the coach's captain,
and he was always on time. He was the example.
He was captain, of course.
So if he's always on time, if he's always punctual, and for one day he's late, I address it. Of course I address it in front of the group. Lever, why are you late? Coach, traffic, there was an accident on the road. Blah, blah. No problem. Everyone knows I've addressed it.
Yes.
Do I treat it different treatment? No. Different scenario. Another player is always late. We start training, he runs in. 5 minutes, 10 minutes later. He comes late. Obviously, he can't have an excuse.
Of course.
Of course. That's when you deal with it slightly different. You deal with it. That's what I talk about. You deal with it in front of everyone. But then the punishment is different. Of course you have to. Same thing with two kids. I don't believe... And in the army, there's this mentality. But that was just to build more team spirit that we've got to help each other.
Yes.
But if you've got two kids and one is an example and one isn't, why punish this kid? Because he's going to become resentful eventually. And he's going to create a bad attitude towards you.
I get it.
And towards his brother. Because he's getting punished because of his brother or his sister. Why should he get punished? So, different approaches, but you still address it.
I get it. Coach, you mentioned something interesting here, the army, once again. I know in the army it was, they were building character, they were strict. How much of what you learned in the army in your younger days do you apply in this character matters program that you have? I think, from my opinion, surely there's something you must have learned from the army?
There's a lot.
There's a lot, hey?
There's a lot. In actual fact, military service should be compulsory for 6 months.
We'll have better society.
Much better society. You'd have disciplined kids.
Sure.
That's the downfall at the moment. We don't need wars, but we need an army. 6 months, just to get them lined up again.
Yeah.
Just to get the discipline that you never had the last 10, 20 years. That's what the army taught me. There were a lot of things that I used to reflect on, and then I used to realize why it was important. For example, we used to do our beds in the morning, and if we failed inspection, everyone ran. Everyone ran.
Sure.
But then you think, but I did my part. But that's not the objective. The objective is you need to help each other.
Wow. Interesting, hey?
Yeah. So when my bed was skewed, it was up my teammate to make sure he'd help me and make sure. It's the opposite effect of let him fail. If he fails, I'll be better off. No, in the army, no one can fail. Because if we don't do our jobs, we can all die. So we depend on each other. Same thing with football. So that's what I learned in the army. We depend on each other for success. Same thing in the working environment. There's no difference. The certain principles should just be applied right across the board. Because if I'm not doing my job, I'm letting the team down. If I'm not doing my job in the corporate world, I'm sabotaging the corporate world. Because we're going to lose customers. And it becomes more complicated. But that's the issue here. So the army taught me discipline, proper dress code, inspection for dress code, neatness, it's important, punctuality, obviously, and working for each other. So those are the little things I learned in the army that I carried through in life, where I realized the importance. And interesting enough, the one weekend we got off, so we used to, every day we used to shower. And a few days it was cold showers, no hot water, but we had to shower. Because otherwise you go into bed stinking, dirty. We don't every day. And The one day, one of the guys, he was lying in his bed like this, and he was all dirty. He didn't shower. And I actually looked at my colleagues. I said, "No, man, we can't allow this. We can't allow this." So we went up to him and said, "Listen, you need to go and shower, because it starts bringing diseases in there.
Which is going to affect everyone.
Everyone.
Now.
We talk about athletes' feet and this and that and that.
Yeah.
And we told him, listen, you got to go and shower. But the water's cold. I said, unlucky. We grabbed him. We all grabbed him, put in the shower, turned the tap on and said, right, now you wash yourself.
Sure.
But that's what I learned, why inspections were crucial. And then we had a weekend off. No, there was no inspection. The bungalow looked like chaos. People didn't look after anything. You can see the culture coming through in certain of those events where there's no hygiene at home.
Yeah.
Everything's just all over the show. Then you can see the guys who have hygiene at home, everything is nice and neat. So that's what the army teaches you.
I get it. Coach, as we draw closer and closer towards the end.
Already?
No, not yet, but you're drawing closer and closer. Coach, I want to ask, I've listened to, obviously, I was with you at Stellies and I've read through your program and everything. There's one that amuses me as you're speaking now. Can you please break down within fairness, hey, equal opportunity to benefit all?
Yes.
Can you please break that down?
Yes.
How does that help? Oh.
In football,
Yes, sir.
if you've got a squad of 26 players, they've all got to be utilized in one way or the other
Okay.
to help the team. It is no point having a squad of 28 and you have 6 players that you're never going to use. Never.
Sure.
And it happens.
And that's a disease. I mean, especially with, I'm going to say it bluntly because it's truth, it's facts. Pirates and Sundowns have that thing. They have like 50-something players registered in their books.
Yeah. So what happens to those players? Sooner or later, they're going to be unhappy.
Of course. Naturally so.
Okay? When they can see, I could have played there, I could have played here. And there's many reasons why they don't play. We won't go into that. But then, those 8 players are going to start creating a toxic environment in training. And eventually it filters through the team, it becomes negative.
I get it.
And it starts draining the energy. And we have to go and play on Saturday, but no one's energized to play.
Well, it's an old saying of one apple spoils the rest.
That's what I say. You need equal opportunity for everyone to keep the team bubbling so people can see there's fairness.
I get it.
So I'm playing and you're competing against me and I need to know that it's fair. And you need to know that it's fair because I'm playing better than you, by the way. It's not like, oh, the coach he's playing because the coach likes him. Or maybe he's paid the coach to play him. It's not healthy.
Sure.
So that's why I talk about this equal opportunity for all to benefit, because that's how we're all going to benefit. If we all treat it equally and it's fair for everyone in the team, the vibe in the team is going to be up there.
I get
We're
it.
creating an environment that is conducive for people to thrive.
Just like in the office space, if everyone is happy and it's going to be a nice working environment.
Absolutely. It goes exactly to that. And you see it in a working environment where some people are closer to management, they get treated slightly different, others aren't. It starts draining the energy.
I get it. Naturally so.
We're human beings. All we want is to be treated fairly, by the way. Interesting enough.
Sure.
And once people understand this concept, that people always accept lots of things as long as it's fair. Interesting. Because they see it's fair. A decision has to be made, but it was a fair decision.
Sure.
That's why I talk about fairness. And in the sports world, for me, this is probably the most important part for the coach to manage, fairness. If he doesn't understand managing fairness, 9 out of 10, he will fail. Because the group will turn against him. You know when you hear about coaches losing the change room?
Yes.
There's moments that he wasn't fair.
Oh, Coach, you did say it's a term that we use very well. That so and so has lost the dressing room. He's lost the changing room. Coach, just as a teaching, quick in passing, what causes you to? How do you know that? I've lost the dressing room here. What are the signs that you sense amongst your players that no ways I've lost the dressing room here?
Just by the way you look at them. I pick it up when I look at them. I pick it up when they walk out of the change room. If they walk with what I call what's the word now? Yeah, when they're walking with a buzz.
Swag.
Swag, yeah. They're walking, they're all energized to go and train.
Ah.
Oh, they're dragging their feet.
You already picked that up at training, not even on match day.
Not on match day. At training, I pick it up. I watch them. I watch when they come out the change room when they're training. And I can tell you if they're ready for training, if they're energized, or something's bugging them. And if I see that, call them out straight away.
Shoo.
And I see how the socks are down. There's giveaways. The players don't even realize that there's giveaways. I notice all these things. How they carry their tracks, how they carry their kit, because now they want to show they're rebellious. So the shorts are down here, they're walking, and they're dragging their feet. Just literally, and I'm like, see, come here. What's your challenge today? Bang, there's a problem. Then I start realizing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. We have a problem here. Then I quickly get the team together, or I talk to the captain, ask him what the challenges are. Does he know what's going on? I said, I feel the buzz is not there. Something's missing. Sometimes you'll know, and if he does, he'll say, Coach, do you have a problem? Okay, let's leave it. You and I will chat separate.
So it's also very important to have an honest captain, eh?
Absolutely.
Honesty comes back again.
Yeah. If you don't have an honest captain, if you have a captain that's on their side all the time, well, then you're gone. Because he'll pull rank on the team.
Shoo.
So football is managing people.
So in other words, speaking of honesty, was there a time where Lifa came to you and said, nah, but coach, there I felt you were a bit harsh? Not obviously in a respectful manner, like saying, but coach, I felt you were a bit harsh there.
No, because I was always fair.
Of course, if you do this program.
Believe me, I live my principles. I live my principles because you got to be the person. People got to see you as the person that you want to be.
Of course.
If you're preaching this, you got to drive it.
Of course.
You got to behave. You got to be the example, the role model. If you say punctuality, dress code, this, you got to be that. And I never had those problems because I was fair.
And coach, speaking of punctuality, obviously dress code in the corporate space, does it really play a huge role whether you are formally dressed or you come to the office wearing shorts? If you've got the right mindset, can you do the job? Or also the way you present and dress, does it also count?
A little bit. It depends on the corporate image. Depends on the working environment. Some environments want the guys to feel free, relaxed environments. You can come with shorts now in summer, slip-slops, as long as the work is done. So it's that type of working environment.
Okay.
Others you will not see. I mean, the banks, it's a no-no. A lot of the corporate world is definitely image, and dress code is important because it reflects on who you are, and it's also for self-esteem. If you dress slordig, you feel slordig.
What's slordig?
Slordig is the Afrikaans word for untidiness.
Untidy, slordig. Okay. It's the proper platform to use Afrikaans words.
No, that's why I thought, let me throw it in.
Yeah,
so if you feel the way you are by dressing.
I get it.
That's why you look at these Tsotsis and these gangsters, with respect, they dress that way.
Of course.
Because they're portraying an image, they're portraying their mind, their thoughts.
Get it. And football-wise, a player, must they always be tucked in? If you play for Zeca's team, must you always look neat? Or you can just, as long as you
No, you must look neat because it's self-esteem.
And you're representing the club.
You represent the club. And there's people paying to watch you. You got to respect that. But jerseys in, nah. I think much better out. I used to play in and out, and I found it out was much better. But we were forced to play in, tucked in.
I'm sure yours were those heavy ones. I can imagine how uncomfortable it was, and those long, heavy shorts as well. No, you played with the shorts.
Shorts,
yours were super short.
Yeah, but it does make a difference because, and I see it. That's why if you go to Europe, people wear suits. In Europe, they still walk around with suits. It's all about self-image.
That's in the corporate world?
In the corporate world, yeah. We're a bit more relaxed here, which is nothing wrong. I like the way we dress at the moment. A jacket, you're properly dressed. So, yeah, we up there. But it does make a difference. And in the football side, absolutely. That's why you see players and teams, uniformity is everything.
Coach, after having this talk, as we've been speaking now, I'm already thinking society without character is doomed. A football team or a sporting team for that matter without character, it's doomed because they don't have all these qualities.
I'll go a step further. Character is the sail that gives us direction in which way we go.
Wow. Character is the sail that gives us direction in which we go. Wow, wow. I'll definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
So this is actually a Bible, basically. We should live on this, you know?
I think, listen, people can do what they want, but I'm just passionate about driving it because I want to see a better society. I want to see us living and interacting with each other better. I want to see the working environment healthier because people, you talk to every second person is burnout, it's stress. 90% of people in the corporate world want to resign, go to another job. You're not sorting out the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
yeah,
short term.
Yeah. So, Coach, I think I did ask you this when we were just introducing this in passing, but now I'd like you to lay it down in more detail. Coach Zeca, what inspired you to start such an amazing program? What was it? Because you saw there was no character in your teams. You saw the way corporate was performing. What really inspired you? Because obviously, if you're gonna do that, there must be a problem that you identified and you fixing a certain problem in society.
Yeah, it's a tricky question. I'll try and give you a nice answer with the right, correct answer. I started coming to the conclusion that irrespective, and this is why the world is so dysfunctional,
Yes, sir.
that we were driven by academics more than anything else.
Of course.
Okay, people respect a doctor, a lawyer, professor.
I think to this
that.
day.
Okay, we're driven by that, and those are the people that sometimes, with low moral values, affect us on a daily basis.
Shoo.
All right, started daunting on me as well that politicians were given a position to govern us and to serve us are not doing their job. And I realized, what is the common denominator here? And I was already doing a lot of the studying, and I started, then one day it just dawned on me. That came through football as well. Football was the trigger. And then I came to the conclusion that, you know what? It doesn't matter how academically well you are. If you've got 20 degrees, if you've got PhD, if you're a doctor, if you're a professor, doesn't matter. In actual fact, I don't respect much. I respect the character. Don't come with degrees to me.
Wow.
I respect the person that you show you are by being on time, by treating me with respect. That's what I respect.
And the next person as well.
And the next person.
Because it doesn't help I treat Coach Zeca Marques
No,
because
no,
it's Coach
no.
Zeca Marques.
No.
But then I treat the cleaner in a different way.
Exactly.
That's very wrong.
That's the test of respect, by the
Sure.
way. That's the test of respect.
Shoo.
That's the test of dignity. So when I see someone treating someone in the street well and treating them with respect, the car guard, whatever it is, and we're not looking at them and we're dissing them because I'm a doctor or I'm a professor, that is when I realize that character is the most valuable asset that we have as human beings and is not being taken to the maximum, or it hasn't been maximized to create a better society.
Shoo.
So that is what. So I actually said to myself, no, I want to make a difference. I want to make a difference in the world that we live in. And I look at the wars, and I look at what goes on around us every day, how we get lied to every day, and I'm like, no man, this boils down to character. The guy can't be in a position of authority
True.
and tell us what he thinks we should hear, and he's lying to us. That's bad character. Or he arrives late because he's Mr. So-and-so, and we got to respect him for being that, but he's arriving half an hour late. I won't respect that.
Of course.
I'll walk out.
Shoo.
Respect us, certain principles. If you want to be in society and you want to be in positions of authority, if you're a school principal, if you're a coach, if you're a CEO, doesn't matter what you are. Okay, we need to respect.
Shoo.
So this is where the idea came from. And I'm
Makes
passionate
sense.
about trying to make you a better person, understanding the concept, because I know if Sia is a better person, Ellis is a better person, already between the three of us we're going to have a nice working environment.
Of course. Makes a lot of sense. Coach, I must say it's been an amazing, eye-opening experience, hey? I've learned so much, and I'm already believing that everything, it should be based on character. Like, we are character, everything we do, everything we touch, every word we say, everywhere we work. It's really an inspirational program, Coach. And I want to say, we need more and more and more of this. We should take this thing to the Department of Education, man, and have this in primary schools.
They know everything.
It's really been informative, Coach.
No, thanks. Yeah.
Coach, as we about to close it up, is there something that you want to touch on that I didn't maybe ask you?
No, I think we've covered everything. next week. No, not next week. Next week we've got, if things don't change, we've got a studio guest with me being in your position.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. Looking forward to that one. No. So otherwise, we'll touch on the other pillars as the weeks go by as the weeks build up. Looking forward to next week's show though.
Yeah.
With you being the anchor.
I must practice at home now.
No. But you're natural. Coach, on a lighter note, it's impossible that I can have Coach Zeca Marques and not ask him this question. The EPL comes back to our screens tomorrow. The Community Shield was held last week between Manchester United and Manchester City, and Manchester City winning on penalties. So, Coach, I don't know, what are you looking forward to this season's EPL? In fact, most leagues are starting. The Bundesliga is starting. I saw the Spanish league is also starting, the La Liga, EPL as well, Portuguese league. It's so all the major leagues in Europe are kicking off this weekend. What are you looking forward to this weekend?
See, technically, to assess if there's been any progress in football, what changes tactically, performance-wise from the players, what's new. If nothing's changed, after 5 games I stop watching. But I just go through the different teams.
Of course.
What has the new signings made? What impact have they made? For example, I saw with Real Madrid, obviously Mbappe.
Yeah. Scored as well on debut.
I watched on and off because it was just one of those games. It's just.
And to be honest, I thought it was interesting. Hey?
Yeah.
It means I've still got a lot to learn.
After a while I just stopped watching. But yeah, initially I'll watch a bit of the different teams, what's new, refereeing, what new changes, how is that going to impact the game going forward, VAR, are they honest or not? I'll watch a bit of that from the beginning. And then after a while it just streamlines.
Oh, so Coach, when you watch, if it's an EPL weekend, this Bundesliga, you hop around different channels.
Yeah, I like to see the different teams, how they're playing, different coaches, what the mentality is.
I get it.
Just to get an overview of, as I said, if there's been progress, if things have been tweaked, if coaches from last year have changed anything for this year, is it going to be the same thing?
I get it.
I
think it's a bit of an unfair question, but I'll ask you anyways, Coach. As you say, at least after 4 or 5 games, you can tell. Do you think it's still going to be Arsenal and City dominating the EPL?
Well, that's the interesting thing. That's why I watched the first 5.
So that's what I'm saying. It should be unfair for you too.
After the first 5, then you start getting an indication, and it's not always 100%, but it gives you an indication of who's going to battle.
True.
And I've seen a few teams battle. After 5 games, you can see.
I get
Not
it.
100%, but it gives you a good indication.
No, the best part is there to have you for the longest time. So I know that after 4 or 5 games, I can still ask you this question.
Yeah.
So there's no running away.
No. We'll answer that one.
Yeah. No. We'll be very patient and we'll cross that bridge when you get to it. And who's playing? What are you watching in the Portuguese league this weekend? I know you're very passionate about the.
Who's playing? Porto play this afternoon at 3:00, and then I'm not sure
watching?
who plays. No, I don't have the.
Oh, there's no longer. They don't show it on Super Sports anymore.
Massimo is done.
Yeah.
I don't have other decoders to watch it.
I get it. So you can't watch you can't follow the league now.
I don't even watch much. I watch 2 or 3 games. They actually show every weekend. They pick one game.
Oh. Okay.
Between Port, Benfica, Sport, they take the
of
the
course,
top 3,
naturally so.
and they pick one of the games that they're going to play.
Oh.
I'm not sure if Port today. I'm not sure because Porto plays at 3:00, so they're not showing. But maybe tomorrow or Sunday they'll show, and then I'll see that game.
Okay.
But again, it's watch on and off.
I get it. No, Coach Zeca Marques, as I mentioned, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for really, really, really educating us. It was really, really informative. Looking forward to future shows as well. We will be touching on all the other pillars. I thought it was really interesting, and I want to say, Coach, thank you once again for taking time off your very, very, very busy schedule.
But my schedule now has been adjusted to work with so it's more aligned now.
We really are humbled, and we really appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. I'd like to believe it's been very informative. It's been an interesting show. Coach Zeca comes back again next week, Friday, on Sports Talk with Zeca. It has been Sports Talk with Zeca, brought to you by Irstanasi TV and Kofifi FM. It's been exciting. Do send the WhatsApp comments. We really, really, really enjoy the comments. We really, really appreciate the comments. Your parting shots, my good sir.
Character matters.
Done. Why am I even asking?
Whatever we do, character matters.
Must say good initiative though. Character does matter. Do not touch the dial. The music continues as we are warming closer and closer to the weekend on a warm day. It's been a fairly warm day today. It is the Mokiting hour that's about to take you back in memory lane, where we play some old school Kwaito music. As I always mention, you'll hear some Mdu, Tebe, TKZ, and yeah, you name them, Alaska. Who am I forgetting? Audio Method. Do you know any of those guys that I'm mentioning, Coach?
I know a few.
Some.
I follow them. Some of the.
No way.
I love South African music.
Is it?
I love.
As you're driving back home, you must listen to the Mokiting hour. It's strictly going to be quiet. You're going to love it, Coach, on your drive back.
I'll drive back now.
All right. Thank you so much. We're out, guys. We come back again on Coffee Sports on Monday, but do join me on the Lifestyle Brunch tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting one. We out.